About go near the intersection of 28th and Downing at a store called Spin Records. 9 News reporter Ginger Delgado is there now. Ginger, what happened here?
Well, Ward, here's what we know right now. Police tell us that 3 men walked into this record store, Spin Records and Tapes, on the corner of Glenarm and 30th at about 5 o'clock today and fired several shots into the window. Now, 2 people were inside the store were hit. One was hit in the neck, one was hit in the arm. Both of them are in fair condition at Denver Health Medical Center. Both of the men shot were males, but it's unknown if they worked here or if they were just customers. Police right now are looking for those 3 men who took off running. They are all Hispanic. They have no other information on them at this point. They are just trying to interview witnesses at the scene to try to gather more information. The one thing they do know, however, is that this does appear to be gang-related. Ward, back to you.
Thank you very much, Ginger. Well,
one of the wounded, he was hit in the arm. Police believe the other was a gang member. He was shot in the neck. Investigators tell News 4 the shooting was sparked by an argument between rival gang members.
Yo, this shit right here, this is the block right here.
Boy, it was another world back in the day when you actually had to go to the CD store and buy your CD, buy your tape, and everybody wasn't a rapper. You feel me? You know, you really had to be that person you was on that rap track. You know, you didn't want to be a studio gangster. Nowadays, it's okay to be a studio gangster, informant, teller, whatever the fuck you want to be on the rap track. But boy, something about back in the old days when you had to go to the store, get the CD, open the CD up, see the CD book and all that good shit. I swear to God, you had to be there. But I just came fresh from this dispensary right here and got this good sticky icky. Y'all see that bud right there? That's one bud. I'm about to fire this gas up here and make y'all a super bomb video. But yeah, we're going to get into this little video right here. You know, it covers all, you know, some rappers from the 90s. We're going to cover BHP, DK all day, you know. But the first one we're going to cover ultimately is going to be a group called GSOM, which stands for Gangsta State of Mind. And the song right here is aimed towards DJ Quik for his release on Just Like Compton, where he was talking down on Denver to a degree.
Because I got one more to tell, and the people of Colorado, they know it well. It was all in the news, and if you don't remember, I had the show I did in Denver. With a first-time promoter, it was done in a skating rink. Hoochies was loving us, but suckers was ready to bust. To the front of the stage, they threw their gang signs. But I'm getting paid, so I didn't pay it no mind. Then I put out my brew onto they face and chest. Then they start throwing soda and messing up my guests. When it was over, 2 suckers needed stitches. Got cracked in their jaws for being nothing but snitches. Now Denver.
It's just like Compton.
Yeah, y'all. Denver.
They wanna be like Compton.
And, you know, back in the day, you know, this DJ Quik incident was a big thing. And, you know, there's a lot of versions of it, but I ain't gonna remix it. I'm gonna go ahead and let one of they OGs tell you right here. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that real quick.
He hit the map. DJ Quik put it international. That man, he said I had a show up in Denver with this bunk ass promoter and this bunk ass skate ring.
Right.
With,
I'm gonna explain some of that too. You know, the reason why he say that is because the Crips got on him. You know what I mean? Out here, the Crips got on him. So they actually the promoter's one of my big homeboys, big brothers. You know what I mean? So what up, B-Mac? So what had happened was he promoted, he booked the show in the Crips. You dig what I'm saying? In the 30s. He booked their show in the 30s. So when he go down and do his show, you know what I mean, we couldn't get in. You know what I mean? But the 30s was up in that thing, so he got into it with them. You know what I mean? All right while he was rapping. So I think that's the reason why the bunk promoter and the bunk thing came out as far as that go. He know that them Crips got on him though, you know what I mean, straight down there, you know what I mean?
GSOM recorded this DJ Quik diss in 1993, and the song is called Suicidal. And ultimately, they telling DJ Quik he be suicidal. He come back to the Mile High City after he's talking all that shit. Now, GSOM is made of 3 people, one person being the legendary producer known as Dragon E, the other ones being Raw and Nasty. This group comes from the east side of Denver. And believe me, these motherfuckers ain't playing. They was who they said they was. And they surely had something for DJ Quik had he ever replied back to this. But he never did reply back to it. He left it at what it is. And, you know, to this day, DJ Quik is cool with the town. But let's go ahead and get into this track right here real quick.
I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Mr. Quik. Quick like and fast. Quick like and quick to whip somebody's ass. Or you mean like you might get your ass whipped quick?
You committed suicide, you dumb ass nigga. You might as well have taken the 9 and pulled the trigger. I'm here to tell the truth about what's really going on. The reason that you try to diss Denver in your songs. You got on stage and started screaming, bumping and throwing the beats. That's why I'm saying, nigga, please. You brag about who you shot and the girls that you ripped. When I see you get your ass beat by a baby Crip. Somebody left his pictures, you was one of the niggas. His eye was kinda swole, but your shit was even bigger. You sound like a bitch. You make me wanna blast, but I bet you probably like it if I shot you in your ass, little faggot. So keep your punk ass home. I ain't this confident, so you better leave Denver alone. Yeah, cause you can't run and you can't hide. Don't bring your punk ass back, nigga, cause that'll be suicide. Yeah, you little silly bitch. Talking all that shit, you can't even walk around in your own hood without getting shot at, punk nigga. Suck my nuts with all that bullshit you stressing, Mark. Tryna be hard, but I pull your cards, you punk nigga. Quick as the flash of the gun as I pull the trigger. Talking shit about a G like the nasty. To make a nigga attack like a bad sheet. Rip up shit on the stage as a brother flow. Putting a gap to the chrome to let a nigga know that a nigga from the G posse won't run but pull a gun and make you look nasty. Even niggas from the city that you come from wanna rape your ass and make you look dumb. Next time you take a trip to the G side, you better be strapped or that'll be suicide. Yeah, you bitch made nigga. Next time I see you on my side of town, I'm busting cap in your bitch ass. Cause you so skinny, you can't flex up to a pin. No shit, nigga. Quick is the name, quick to run so fast, it's a shame. Hit up on stage, you ain't all that, let it get to your brain. R-A-W, finna bring some trouble to you. You don't go toe to toe, so your crew must be staged. It's true. I see second and none, KK and AMG. Ain't nothing but pussies and you just made it worse, D. And to the rest of the niggas in Compton, I say what's up. But put that bitch quick in his place, he fucked your rap up. Trying to come down on DC just cause he's from the CPT. Mark himself as a cheat, I'm marking him as a pussy. If the gangster shit is what you're craving for, then he ain't the bitch you should be saving for. Yeah, just look a little further, you'll find I'm the brother. Now watch me break him down, call him a bitch once more. See, now it's showtime, and I'm about to show off. Bag crowd the front, nasty bitch, you forced me to go off. Tell me how you feel now, I come through like a whirlwind. Drop some funky Eastside shit to make your head spin. Your brain can't contain the power of just one of my lyrics. Making sure you feel it, design to fucking drill it. I bet you won't return to DC or it's homicide. Better yet, pump you with so much fear you'll commit suicide.
Hey, yo. Late at night, yo. You ain't doing for that bullshit, motherfucker. Hell yeah, nigga. G-Some in the house. Yeah, nigga, in the house. Don't bring your punk ass back, fool. Nigga, don't even fly on my motherfucking city. I'm a jack your pussy pig ass. Now you know, now we know. Yeah. Yeah, you know we do, motherfucker. All my girl got quiet up now. Fuck up, girl, punk ass, whore. Real ass, bitch. Out. 1,000.
But, you know, since that came out in 93, you know, the history of Denver rap goes way back further, though. You feel me? Like, you know, 90s Denver rap was really the gangster shit, though. It's really the gangster shit, and it really all had that West Coast feel to it. And, you know, around that time, you know, you really had two type of styles, right? You had your West Coast that had more of your melodic funk type of samples and beats, and then you had your East Coast rap that had more like the break beats and like jazz type of feel to it. And when I was younger, I couldn't get into the East Coast shit, right? I always called that shit backpack music. You know, I always associated that shit with motherfuckers that wore backpacks and motherfuckers spray painted and did all that shit. The shit that I liked, though, was always the motherfucking West Coast shit. The shit that knocked in your trunk, though. That shit that had that bass. Because I come from that era, you know what I mean? 415s, you know, 412s. We be in that motherfucker, you know what I mean? Beating, knocking hard than a motherfucker. I mean, I know motherfuckers still do it today, but like back in the day, it was totally different. You know, that's back when motherfuckers had white walls and Vogues and motherfuckers got out there, you know what I mean? And they old schools and they was riding spokes. It was nothing like seeing them all go 100 spokes hit a corner, though. You know what I mean? Like, you see that shit so far. And for Denver back in the day, you know, Sundays, you could go hit Federal and it'd be like a car show. You feel me? It'd be like going to a lowrider car show. Motherfuckers hitting switches, bitches walking on the sidewalks, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers having a good time. I'm sure shit would always crack off, you know what I mean? But on the back streets, Federal still was just a cruising strip. Motherfuckers was cool and shit, but if you hit the wrong parking lots or the wrong area, you surely gonna get some issue because you out of bounds in somebody else's world though. At least for a motherfucker like me, coming from Southeast Denver, Aurora and shit like that, I'm out of bounds, but it's still the city, and the city was still able to come together and show love to a degree when it came to riding and shit. But I'm gonna take y'all back even further. Let's go back to 1991 real quick. Now, also coming out of 1991 is a legendary rap group out of the Montbello area. This group right here is made up of a few different members, one member being Sabotage, another being Gangsta Life, J.A. Jagged, and RMD. They're basically considered the pioneers of local gangster rap. And listening to some Young Doe interviews, I believe Young Doe was actually a protege of one of these members right here in his younger days, and a huge influence on him to become a rapper and understand the rap game to a degree, because Brothas Most Wanted ultimately is, one of the first groups to really have their own CD, have their own tape. And you got to remember back in the day, in this time, 1991, 1992, all throughout like the mid 90s, like everybody wasn't a rapper. You know what I mean? Like you really had to be who you said you was to be able to put out this type of music. You feel me? Like you really, especially in your own city, like you couldn't just, one day wake up and feel like you want to spit some gangster shit on a hard beat in somebody's, your friend's make-believe studio, right? You couldn't, like you really had to go get studio time, get the shit pressed. They had DAT tapes. They had all this shit back in the day. And for Brothas Most Wanted, they were one of the first ones to really get out there and put that shit out there. And they had a long career. They had, I believe, 4 albums between 1991 and 1999, with the 1999 release being called October 31st. And it's recognized as a classic in the Denver metro area.
I'm the first motherfucker with a minute of pain. Fucking apology now, you tamper with the game. Cops say I'm a fugitive, taking part of their flesh to make my own bodysuit to make them get.
We're gonna slide into 1993 and we're gonna cover Black Hole Posse, better known as BHP. Now, BHP is probably one of the longest running groups. I'd say MNLD probably is the number one, but for this era, for the 90s, up to the 2000s, BHP, Black Hole Posse, is definitely one of the originators to really put on for Denver and to really be recognized, and have. I remember their music used to get like Denver Love. One of their best singles to date is Denver Love, and it used to get a lot of play on KS 107.5 back in the day. But Black Hole Posse, better known as BHP, comes out of the Eastside of Denver. The frontmen, rappers, and producers were AK Love, OG Glide, but majority of a lot of their albums have affiliates that are affiliated with BHP, such as Eastbound, Mashiq, and a few others as well. In 1993, they dropped the EP Dirty Cops, which only had 3 songs on it, 2 on one side and 1 on the other, but this is a legendary album and very, very hard to find. If you have this tape or CD right here, you're the ultimate collector right here, because very, very hard to find. But let's go ahead and give that a listen real quick.
Yeah, down here in Denver, niggas can't get no peace, cause the punk ass police always seem to be fucking with a motherfucker. But I'm real and I'm hard to stop. So don't step too close, I might smoke you, fool. And when you come, you better come real with it, cause I doubt if you motherfuckers can deal with it. I call havoc, my 38 automatic. Put the chrome to the dome and let them have it. Cause I'm real and I'm hard to stop. The motherfucking dirty cops.
After their 1993 release of Dirty Cops, they came out with another tape, but this one was more of a LP type of style, and this was called Still Getting Jacked. Now, this had a bunch of songs on there. I feel like there was about 12 on here. After that release, they came out with another one in 1995 called It's All a Part of the Game. And this was another LP that had quite a lot of tracks on here. As you can see, they said in the park, you can recognize that's Denver to the core right there. But that's that 90s style, you know what I mean? Gangster right there, Denver gangsters right there. That's that, Cali influence. But man, this shit been like this for a long time. This ain't nothing new out here. Motherfuckers be acting like it's new or they doing something new under the sun. Nah, player, this shit been going on. After dropping All a Part of the Game, they came out with the 1996 release called Denver Love. And this is probably one of the biggest albums they had to date. This was the one I was talking about. They had the original single called Denver Love. And it's giving it up for the Mile High. Let's go ahead and get at it. Listen real quick.
From 34th Street all the way to the facts. To them G's with the keys to them gold D's. From the Eastside all the way to the Springs. I'm from the city where them players play every day. Smoking Indo, Hennessy, and Alizé. After Denver Love came out, they followed up real quickly on the heels of that success with the Sounds of a Murder CD. And this is another LP, long type of CD, you know what I mean? But you guys got to keep in mind, for this many albums to be dropped out right here, like they really had to come out of pocket. They was really working back in the days. And when for Denver, there wasn't a large crowd of people rapping like there is nowadays. Nowadays, anybody can be a rapper and everybody is a rapper, right? But back in this time, nah, this was for the select few. And once again, you had to be who you said you was on them tracks. You couldn't just there was a real thing called being a studio gangster, right? You didn't want to be a studio gangster. That was nowadays. You cool to be that. Motherfuckers don't care if you're a studio, if you told. They don't give a fuck. Long as the beat's cool for a day and they can vibe to it, they don't care. But anyways, after the Sounds of a Murder, they came out with an affiliate, which was Eastbound. And now, to me, I've always loved this CD right here. I got this at a point in time in life. This came out in 1998. So when I got this, man, I couldn't stop. They had a song on here called Ride With Me. That shit, I always used to hear that shit all over through the city. And it just has that mob creep beat to it. You know what I mean? Like you could just creep and mob to that shit. And boy, the bass be knocking to this shit. But, it's got a gang of tracks on here. It's a pretty good CD. We'll go ahead and get at it. Listen real quick. Getting at my folks, hitting backsies on these bitches cause I'm fucking with them 100 spokes. As I bounce, rock, roll, and skate through the east side of my city, smoking dank. Moving sideways as I slip and slide, beeping out these hoes. 15s, keep it jumping as I bounce to the liquor store. I got a 20-sack a day and some Hennessy, so if you wanna kick it, you can ride with me. Ride with me. After that release, they came out with their 1999 double CD, which was called Family First. And this one had a gang of tracks and also a gang of affiliates that were on the features and so forth. But, I never really felt this one that much. It's cool. Cover look hard as hell. But after this one, they dropped another one called Retaliation in 1999, which was a shorter type of album. It only had 6 tracks on there. And they followed up with their 2000 release of the Art Gallery Volume 1. And I believe this one was kind of like a greatest hits type of album right here. It has a bunch of tracks on there that, that were already on other CDs and shit. But after that one, they followed up with one I never even got a chance to hear called Denver Love Volume 2. And
I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't know. Do they still be recording? I don't know. I be hearing sometimes, you know what I mean, that AK Love and OG Glide is still out there and doing their thing, but I don't never see them pop up nowhere. Y'all let me know down in the comments if they still rocking or not. Now, Denver hip hop then came a long way since that 9 Trey, that 9-4, and that 9-5, right? Like now when you hear Denver hip hop, Denver rap, like it sounds universal, right? You can't even tell where it's coming from. It might sound like a little bit from Detroit. It might sound like Cali. You might even have some cats spitting some, super hard bars, trying to be super lyrical and shit. But, Denver always has originated as a West Coast influenced city, and the roots, as y'all heard, they all paved in that West Coast type of feel. And to be alive in those years, boy, let me tell you, it was good times. The 90s was good years right there, and man, I wouldn't trade it at all, because Denver was a whole nother feel to it back then too. But not to take away nothing from any of the artists that's out there nowadays, because I mean there's still a good handful that's out there really putting it on and really paving the way for Denver to open the doors to getting the recognition that it deserves. You feel me? But at the end of the day, shout out to all the OGs that paved the way. Shout out to all the producers and rappers that really believed in their dream and put money behind their craft and really got out there on the blacktop and really made them hand-to-hand sales with them albums. Because you got to remember, back then wasn't no internet. You couldn't just get on here, stream. Like, you really had to get a name, a rep. You really had to have a buzz. You really had to get out there and hustle. You know what I mean? This is out the trunk hustle. It's like the shit that made E40 and all your Too Shorts and shit like that. This is the same hustle that the Denver rappers had to go through in order to get out there and get their name out there. And they couldn't just beat anybody on the rap track like they can nowadays. You feel me? But there's still a handful that's out there that I fuck with. And one of them happens to be Tanner Timbers from the Eastside of Denver. Now, he just dropped a new album called Belt to Ass, which is more like an EP. But before that, he dropped You Can't Ban the Birdman. And it's got a new single on there that he just dropped a video for called G Block. And we're going to go ahead and conclude this video right here and spin into the bonus video right here. But make sure y'all hit me with that like. If you ain't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to keep bringing y'all more content and shit to the next one. I'm gone.
Hello?
What's up with you?
Nah, shit, what you on?
Nah, shit, link up. Chubb just came on.
Say less.
I don't wanna talk no more. It threatens my life. People asking me for more. I may as well die.
Okay, they different. Why? I'm from the G block. SRTs and super sports with the T-top. More young niggas getting paid. You know how we rock. The young niggas going crazy. You know about the G if you a Eastside. SRTs and super sports with the T-top. More young niggas getting paid. You know how we rock. The young niggas going crazy. You know about the G if you a Eastside. I be going up the east like I'm trying to lose my arm. They say bird hop, my chain flat, just like an alarm. I grew up on the field, Jackson, Humboldt, and the G. Spank session, broad day. You can get it for the free. I'm a beast, call me Mo Sean Lynch. Gold F's on the truck, 30 abs and 30 inch. They tap in for the sauce, they must think it's honey hot. Catch you like an ops post, that's gonna get your buddy. Love the east side, thank God that I'm from there. You from out of town, don't know nobody, they don't come here. This where we caught them cases in the gang unit raided. Now they let the local Juneteenth parade feel like I made it. I'm from the G block. SRTs and super sports with the T-top. More young niggas getting paid, you know how we rock. The young niggas going crazy. You know about the G if you a Eastside, baby. I'm on the G